Okie dokie. So we're just going to jump into a couple of questions. So we asked last session around blacklisting and whitelisting workers with participants. So that is possible, and I'll just show you how we do that. So basically, whenever you create a client or any contact within Lumery, in the background it creates an account. This is something that's very Salesforce sort of language. Salesforce really does work on accounts, whereas we sort of swap it over where our client is where we do all of the work from. So what happens, it creates an account in the background, and then this is the account that you will blacklist to stop that worker being able to be scheduled with that client, that participant. So what you would do is you would come to your resources within Lumery. This is where we manage the people that we can schedule work for. And let's just say, for example, if I come into Lumery Worker and I select the Related tab, and I come down to Account Resource Scores, which is where we blacklist from, and I hit New, I would then search for the account. So the account's going to be named based on the last name of the customer. So I'm going to blacklist Nadal Federer or Lumery Worker to be able to be scheduled for Nadal Federer. So I'll select that household and I'm going to hit blacklist and save. And then so if we show the expected behavior for that, then if I then come into Nadal Federer and then say if I come into another contact, let's look at Mary, just to show the differences in what will happen now when we schedule their jobs. So if I have a look at my scheduling screen, I can see both Lumery Worker and Rohan have availability for the rest of the day. So if I come to schedule a job for Nadal, and I'll just do this part quickly, we'll go through this again in the next session. This is just in the next part, this is just to show you this functionality. So again, I'm doing this very quickly just to show you how this will work. I'm going to remove that tag. And if I create the job, it's just giving me that warning. Okay, so we have some conflict. So let's just change that time actually just to the afternoon. Job. That's fine. Let's just save that because I know that the worker is free. I'm going to allocate resources from this screen. And hopefully Rohan is the only one available to select. However, if I was to come into Mary and try and schedule a job for 1:30, okay. It should theoretically bring up both resources for me. It has, so it's brought up both resources because we haven't blacklisted Mary against any worker. So that's how you would basically stop a worker being able to be even available for selection for a client. So, okay, so I'll exit out of those two screens. Any questions on that before I move on?
And I would assume if we whitelist a worker against a client, only that whitelisted individual shows up, or?
Yes, correct. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So that's how that works, which obviously is a great way to manage sort of preferences that absolutely need to be followed.